Hi folks, my name is Jeff Calloway. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the director of what has been called the Fermentation Science and Technology program, but beginning in the fall of 2024 will become the Fermentation and Food Science program. And if you are receiving this video, this likely impacts you. So just a few minute presentation here to cover the history of the programs, talk about the curriculum and the impacts and the changes coming your way, as well as the future, and then some of the opportunities for Q&A with us moving forward. So briefly, the history of the FST program goes back quite a ways, but formally became a program in the fall of 2013. The program is always intended to be broader than brewing, though that is the model that we chose for a variety of reasons. But the main focus has been food and beverage fermentation. In terms of food science, or what until quite recently was called food safety, has a long history at CSU. It emerged with nutrition a few decades ago. But where we found ourselves until fairly recently was three majors within the department, one being Fermentation Science and Technology, another being Nutrition and Food Science, which had a concentration called Food Safety, which really just didn't make a lot of sense and wasn't exactly what we were going for. So we recently updated that concentration and retitled it Food Science. But honestly, didn't make a whole lot of sense to have food science as a concentration with nutrition, while fermentation science and technology, which really is a subset of food science, standing alone. So there are a variety of issues that this created. So we took advantage of some restructuring of the department and some other changes, but affecting us primarily is the merging of food science and fermentation science and technology, giving us the fermentation and food science program with a concentration in either food science or fermentation science and technology. So again, this is what it will look like in the fall of 2024 and beyond. So just briefly, the mission of the program is to be a student-centered program, right? To give you a variety of education that's going to set you up to either get a job in a variety of industries or continue your academic career on to graduate school. We also want to be sure that we work collaboratively across campus with a variety of different programs, but also with the industry and the broader community to share our resources and knowledge as broadly as possible. And we want to become the best program that we possibly can, both for you while you're here as a student, but then also when you go out into the industry, we want to continue to support you, your growth, and the growth of your company, and again, the broader industry. Briefly, the curriculum for both of these programs has always been scientifically rigorous. So you need to have a lot of fundamental scientific understanding before we can begin applying. We want to have a lot of industry involvement to help us make sure that the education we're giving you is relevant to what you're going to need after you graduate. And so really what we want to try to do is apply your education to industrial situations. This is applied STEM, or science, technology, engineering, and math. So the difference between programs like these and something like a general biology or general chemistry or other programs is that we have a model that we're applying your learning to. So whether it's beer, as seen here, or pick your product, some other food and beverage, or really kind of anything that's manufactured, if you peel it back, there's a lot of processes, systems, different people, supply chains, etc., quality control, quality assurance, finance departments, sales departments, marketing. There's a lot that goes on to get products made and sold. And so we want to expose you to as much of that as we can with your time here, and to help give you a direct pathway into a variety of careers. So regarding the FST concentration, there's not really a whole lot that's changing other than becoming a concentration and no longer being the program itself. Some of the changes that do impact FST, Senior Seminar, or FTech 492, is becoming a year-long class. So there will be no more 496A and B. Instead, Senior Seminar will be a year long. And this is from long requests for many years from graduating seniors. So this is something that your alumni requested when they were students. And there are a few classes increasing in credits, also based on student feedback. So fermentation microbiology, food chemistry, brewing science 1 and 2, all increasing in 1 credit. The food science concentration is a little different. There are a few more changes. We've regained IFT, or the Institute of Food Technologists accreditation, which is good news for those interested in food science and those careers. A few curricular changes that were required with the IFT accreditation is the addition of calculus, but also physics. There are a lot of elective options, so you can really explore some different industries and areas that you may find interesting. And then some of the other class changes do affect food science as well that we already mentioned, including senior seminar becoming a year long, no more 496 A and B, but then also food chemistry and some of the other courses increasing in 1 credit. So I just want to take a moment here. Most of you are going to be students that are majoring in food science or fermentation science and technology, but we do have a new minor that will be coming out in the fall as well. So you can get your friends that haven't wanted to declare food science or FST as their major, but you can still get them to take classes with you in doing so with a minor. So we try to make this as simple as possible, where there's just 2 required courses for a total of 6 credits. And then an additional 15 credits for a total of 21 will get students a minor. There's an unofficial brewing pathway, which is 14 of those 15 credits, but a great option for those that aren't ready to fully commit, but still want to take some of these classes. So let your friends know that they too can take some of these cool classes with you. All right, so there's obviously a decent number of changes coming, with a new program and new concentrations and some course changes. So make sure you meet with your academic success coordinators. If you're used to just getting your registration code and going about trotting your own path, I advise you to proceed with caution and make sure you actually meet with them. Update your graduation plan or make one if you don't already have one. So our advisors are listed here. So Aaron, if your last name starts with the first letter A through K, and then Nora, L through Z, make sure you make an appointment with them to get your advising code, but update your graduation plan. And then Ashlyn can help with change of major, adding the minor, or anybody that's a new student. All right, so for those of you in the program now, you have a couple of options. One, and straightforward, is to change to the new major and declare a concentration, so food science or fermentation science and technology. The other option is to maintain the current or the old major as they stand now. Realize that if you do that, some of the classes will still change, so increasing in credit, the 496 A and B no longer being an option. So you'll have to adjust your plans based on those credit changes. If you do decide to maintain your old major, you have a limited time to complete your major. So if you're in currently FST or food safety, you have to graduate the fall 2025 or before. Or if you're in the food science program, as that's a little bit newer, you have until the fall of 2026 to graduate. If you're graduating after either of those dates, based on your current major, then you'll have to change to the new major and declare that concentration. So again, meet with your ASC to figure out where you stand and how this impacts you. All right, let's talk about the future of food fermentation and food science. So now we are combined. What else is coming? All right, so the future of FFS, a lot of this we've already done. So creating the new major and merging fermentation science and technology with food science is done, and will begin the fall 2024. Same with the new minor, that will begin in the fall. New courses, so Dr. John Wilson will continue to teach what was an experimental course, but will be now FTech 115, the cultural aspects of fermented foods, and hopefully will be an AUCC course soon. Dr. Charlie Hawksmeyer is teaching what has been FTech 280A2, but will become FTech 203, which will be beer styles and tasting. So this is a great class to get your friends to take with you, even if they're not in the major, but a good elective option for a nice Friday afternoon and a little bit of additional learning. But also more classes coming. We've heard from students what they would like to have, as well as our industry partners. So you can expect more food science related classes and maybe sustainability options. So more coming. Stay tuned. We've also created an undergraduate ambassador program. So there are options for students to get a little more of a view behind the scenes, but also to help with recruitment and events. And there are paid opportunities. So if you're interested in being an ambassador for the FFS program, let me know. And in terms of some of the existing courses that are changing, FTech 210, the Science of Food Fermentation, will become fall only starting in 2025. FTech 350 and 447, as we mentioned, which is fermentation micro and food chemistry, moving to 3 credits. FTech 400 is going to become a spring only class, but we are still planning to offer it in the fall of 2024, so make sure you stay tuned on that one. Brewing Science 1 and 2 have moved to 5 credits, and Senior Seminar is a year long. Two of the things to keep on the radar is FTech 351, the fermentation micro class. So we've not been able to offer it in the last couple of years, but it's something that we're interested in bringing back. But there is limited enrollment options for that class, so make sure you stay tuned there. As well as food safety, the FTech 400 offerings. We will let you know as everything gets finalized. There's a lot in play here behind the scenes. Also, with new classes and any offerings that have to be shifted, we'll let you know, but just make sure you stay tuned. We understand that some of these changes may impact a few of you, so where substitutions or other issues are required, we're happy to work with you, and we'll do what we can on our side. But it's important that you communicate sooner rather than later. So as soon as we identify any issues, it's fairly easy to get them taken care of if you let us know sooner rather than later. If you wait until your senior year, your last semester reviewing your DARs, and realize you're missing classes and options, it gets a lot more difficult. So make sure you're meeting with your ASCs and tracking your graduation plan. I've attached the new check sheets for both concentrations. So go through and literally check the little boxes there and make sure you know what classes you've taken and when you need to take the classes that you haven't. Something else to consider is joining the Fermentation and Food Science Club, so the FFS Club. You can reach out to the club president, Isaiah Martinez. You could also ask Dr. John Wilson about the club. But also bring your friends. It's not restricted to FFS majors and minors, so anybody can join the club and have a good time there. In terms of Q&A, I'm sure you have questions. I don't expect that I've answered all your questions in this brief presentation. So make sure you make an appointment with your ASC. You can also meet directly with me. With this link, you can schedule yourself directly into my calendar, and if for some reason that's not working for you, just send me an email and we'll get something set up. Also watch for additional calendar appointments. I can set up some group Q&A sessions where folks can come ask questions after seeing this presentation, and we will do our best to get everything answered and get you squared away for the fall and beyond. So with that, enjoy the rest of the day. Good luck with the rest of the semester, and we'll be seeing you soon. Take care.